Hey guys, Jorel from Hyper Coliseum here, back with another video. So I've got a deck profile for you guys today, but this is going to be a little bit of a different deck profile. So I've gotten these cards from an anonymous source. I'm not going to say who it is, but I've been told, and I've been given some notes here, that these are actually unreleased cards for a feature set. And then I've been told that these are also going to be Block 6 cards, and they're changing up the look once again for some of these cards. So kind of like how they added the color wheel for play cost and Digivolution. So I've been told that some of these effects haven't been made yet, so a lot of these are going to be vanillas, and that the DP value is a little bit misprinted, so it's missing a 0. But I am very excited to take a look at these. Looking through the notes here, so I've got level 3s here, level 4s, level 5s, 4 level 6s. We've got 2 options, 6 tamers, and then we've also got 6 of a brand new card type that are Digivices. So I'm excited to see how they actually finally implement those in the game. So yeah, I got nothing else. Let's get started. So to kick things off real quick, we have 10 eggs in this egg deck. And I know what you're thinking, you know, he's going to flip them over. They're going to be One Piece cards. They're going to be Gundam cards. Ha ha ha, funny, right? But no, actually. So what I've been told in the notes here is that there is a gimmick with these eggs. You can flip them over into the breeding area even if your space is full, so you can just keep flipping these over until you've gone through all 10, right? And then you can actually suspend them, 3 of them once per turn, to draw a card, right? So these are the eggs. You've got 10 of these. Like I said, a little bit of a different look because it's a I'm trying to center on the camera here. Little bit of a different look because, you know, these are new cards coming out. But yeah, it's just super interesting to see. It doesn't have the rule text that you can have 10 of these, but like I said, these are prototypes, so all of the effects aren't final yet, but I have been told that you can have 10 of these in your egg deck. So it'll be super interesting to see what that effect does, or like, you know, how powerful the suspend 3 of these to be able to draw a card during your turn is. But yeah, that's the egg deck. So let's get into the rookies here. So let's see this first play set of rookies. Alright, so this is one of our vanillas, 2-cost rookie, little surprising, and it's got 3000 power, 3000 DP. Yeah, effects are final, so there's nothing too much to say about this guy here. Let's see our second set. Oh, look at that. Another 2-cost rookie, again 3000 power. I'm very curious to see what the effects are going to be on these guys when these get finalized. So, look at our next set here. Oh, this guy's got an effect. Another 2-cost rookie. He's 2000 DP, but it looks like when he gets suspended for a Digivice effect, he's able to buff something by 4000 DP, which is super interesting. Kind of like Alliance, right? But without the extra security check. So, very, very curious to see how that's going to impact the meta. But again, I want to see what these Digivices do first. All right. And then our last set of rookies here. Oh, okay. So this is kind of cool. I'm reading through the notes right now. So this guy has a hand counter effect, right? And you can, when you counter with this card, you can pay 1 memory and discard this card. Or you can discard this and another card. And if something were to be deleted or your security were to be checked, you just prevent that completely. Kind of crazy. 4000 DP rookie. But yeah, that hand effect is kind of nuts. So super interesting to see how this is going to be played. I feel like this is going to have to get restricted at some point, but who knows? Maybe it's not as insane as I'm thinking, right? So moving on to our level 4s here. Oh my god. This guy, so it's a 5-cost level 4. Not super expensive, but it's definitely on the more expensive side. but it's really worth it because it's got 8,000 DP, and it's a pot of green on legs. It's literally on play, draw 2 cards. So, I don't know. Pot of Greed has always been a crazy card. And I don't think, like, we've got Digimon effects, right, that are like, draw 2, discard 1. But we've never just had, like, a straight, like, draw 2 or draw 3 before. At least, not in my memory. Maybe, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, no, that's very interesting. Let's look at our next playset here. Alright, looks like this is another one of our vanillas, because it doesn't have an effect yet. But it's a level 4 with 7,000 DP. 4 play cost, which, wow, that's kind of strong for a level 4. I mean, 8,000 DP is already strong for a level 4, right? Because most of our level 4s only hit, like, what, 4,000, 5,000 DP, roughly. And some of these rookies are on par with that, which is kind of nuts. Maybe like 6,000, right, on the high end. Right, so moving on to our level 5s here, right? This is our first one. 11,000 DP on this guy. Holy. But it looks like on play, he just suspends something, which isn't, it's kind of meh, right? So hopefully they look at this one and readjust it. But for 7 cost, like, suspend the thing, you know, maybe when we combine it with some of the other stuff that can attack at the end of turn, maybe it gets a little better. It's weird that they printed this effect in blue, though. So normally not a blue effect, right? You'd normally see that kind of stuff in green. But let's look at our next level 5 here. Another one of our vanillas. 10,000 DP, 6 play cost. 6 play cost, what the heck? Alright. No effects on this guy, nothing much to say about him like all the other vanillas that we've got here. Alright, so moving on to our level 6s. So 8 play cost, Jesus. 13,000 DP, which is about normal for a level 6. Once per turn, you can discard a card in your hand to unsuspend this card. I don't know how I feel about that. That seems a little strong, especially when we get some of our inherited effects that like give you extra checks and stuff, right? Might be used for an OTK strategy down the line. Definitely not in this deck. I don't see it being used in this deck at all. I've also noticed that none of these cards have inherited effects, so I don't know if they've moved those or if they're like still planning that. They're probably still planning it. There's nothing in the notes that I have about it. So, alright, so moving on to our options here. So this one has a hand, it's also got a counter effect. You can, what is it? You buff something by 3,000 DP until end of turn. For a 1 cost, like, that doesn't seem too bad. But, you know, I wonder if they're trying to, like, tone down the power of some of these option cards here. Moving on to our tamers. This one's a little weird looking. So it's on play, you minus 10,000 DP to something. For a 4-cost tamer, that's kind of, I don't know, maybe it's on par with our memory setters, right? Because most of our memory setters are 4-cost, 4 or 5-cost, right? And instead of setting memory, like this one, just on play minus 10,000 DP something. So, I mean, it seems like a decent, like, clear for a level 5 body. But then it's also got, you can suspend this guy, right? And you can buff something by 2,000 DP. So, nothing crazy, but I am very curious to see what else they're going to do for this set when it comes out, right? Our next tamer here. Another weird looking one. Again, 4-cost. But then when you play this one, you minus 8,000 to the whole board. Little crazy of an effect, right? So if your opponent's like wideboarding, like this is like crazier than Crimson Blaze. It doesn't have the effect stopping or like, you know, play by effect stopping floodgate that Crimson Blaze does, but like minusing 8,000 on a whole board can get rid of some pretty high bodies, like, you know, some of our current level 4s, level 5s, right? And then it looks like this one also has the same effect where you can suspend this tamer and give something 2,000 DP. So, alright. Very excited about these. Let's look at our Digivices. So let's look at this one first. So, oh, these are sideways cards. Very interesting. So it looks like this one has a passive skill. Trying to center it on the camera here. There we go. So it looks like this one has a passive skill. Looks like it reduces our tamer cards by 2. That's crazy. For a 1-cost card, like, and these all stay on the field just like our tamers. Yeah, for reducing our tamers by 2 is kind of nuts. And then it looks like once per turn you can suspend one Digimon, right? And you just draw 1 card. So if you have nothing to evo into, like if you're bricked, right, and you just have like a rookie, you just slap this down, slap the rookie down, suspend it, you get to draw 1 card. So that's nice. Being able to ways to unbrick yourself is always welcome, right? You know, we have researchers, we have some other cards that can do similar effects, like Vemon. You have the main effect where you can suspend it and then search top 3s, stuff like that. All right, and then our other Digivice here. So you can suspend 1 Digimon to activate this Digivice effect, and it just minuses 7,000 to 2 things on board. So not as crazy as, this tamer here, right? But still, like, it's basically like a mini effect. But for 4 costs, like, the balancing definitely needs to be worked on there. But yeah, I don't know, like, super interesting stuff, right? But yeah, like, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, right? These effects seem a little nuts. I don't know how I feel about the new card design. I think it looks a little weird. But yeah, let me know again. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Right? Stumbling over my words here. And yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy. And let me know what you want to see for the next deck profile, right? I am planning some more videos here in the future. I think when it comes to locals this week, I'm gonna try to bring the POV videos back. At least, do like a match a week or something like that. I know you guys enjoyed the Ancient Greymon one that I did before. I don't know if I'll do like full commentary over it, but I do kind of want to see those POV videos come back, at least as a temporary replacement for our normal commentary videos. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. April Fools, guys, obviously. I didn't want to go anything too crazy, but I figured this would be like a neat little gag, because I got my hands on these cards. I recently got my hands on these cards, so for those that don't know, this is the Pal World card game that Bushiroad is planning to push out July of this year. And the first look at these cards that we got was at C2E2 this past weekend here in Chicago. And I was able to be one of the people that actually ran the demos and taught people how to play this card game. My thoughts on it is that, this is actually kind of fun. It's a very simple card game, and it's very quick, so I think a lot of people are going to be able to pick this up pretty fast. It's very simple in terms of the other card games, but it's got a little bit of everything, right? It's got a little bit of Magic, a little bit of One Piece, a little bit of Weiss, and I'll explain like the different components to that stuff. So obviously you have your resources here, right? Like, you've got 10 of these. These are your resources. These are your Dawn, however you want to think of them, your lands. And as you saw in the deck profile, you can tap, rest, suspend 3 of these to draw a card, which is super interesting. You go up 2 every turn, just like in One Piece. Both players will go up 2 every turn. The second player does start with 1 already on the field. But yeah, and then the rest of this is like, as you guys saw, I wasn't kidding when I said these are prototypes, because the game, just got announced January of this year. This is the first time they're doing demos, and there was a disclaimer that these cards may change between now and release because these are prototype cards. So this is the full demo deck essentially, right? But yeah, the gameplay is super neat. There's no summoning sickness, so you can just start swinging off rip, which I find very interesting. Damage persists just like Magic, but it resets at the end of turn. And yeah, it's just got, like I said, it's just got a little bit of everything. It's kind of weird. It's got Weiss damage cancels with these guys. I'm sure you noticed the symbols on these two guys here. They're called Lucky Pals. You can have up to 8 of them in the deck. And it's basically got Weiss damage checking where when you get hit, you know, these guys are essentially, you might have seen like the smaller number to the side here. It's essentially like their crit if you play Vanguard. Speaking of Vanguard, this guy is literally a perfect guard. So like, you know, for the Chillet here, right, it's got 2 what they call strike. So when this guy hits you, right, you flip over the top 2 cards of your deck, you know, and then, you know, if you flip one of these Lucky Pals on the first flip or second flip, it just nullifies the damage and then cancels the attack, which is kind of crazy. And then yeah, you've got your pals up here, your event cards, your option cards, your gears, which akin to tamers, right? And then you've got structures, which are essentially just buildings. Like, you know, you can attack, your pals can attack this and destroy the structures, right? But then, like you saw in the video, it has like assign effects, right? You can assign 1 pal to do the effect on this card. And yeah, you know, given that these values that are the way they are, like, the shotgun is crazy, right? It just wipes the board for 800, right? And then you've also got this one that you assign a pal and, you know, ping 2 things for 700. So, yeah, kind of crazy. Figured I'd do a video with these just because, like, you know, nobody's seen these cards yet. You know, they've revealed a little bit of info online, but, you know, if you weren't at C2E2, like, you weren't, or if you were at C2E2 and you did the demo, or you did not do the demo, right, you probably didn't see these around. But yeah, no, it's just like my thoughts on the game. A little bit of fun, and because these are, you know, newer cards that nobody's ever seen before, right? Nobody's seen the game before. I figured I'd do a gag video with these. But yeah, my explanation, little rambly, but hopefully you guys did enjoy, like I said. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. I wasn't joking about those POV videos, by the way. I'm probably gonna do some puppets gameplay at locals this week. So yeah, see you guys later.